Hey guys, what's going on? This is Matt. I'm the coach of the London Luxray, and I'm bringing you my team builder for week 2 of the PDL, Pokemon Draft League. Um, Funny part is, I've kind of done this video like 4 times already. The first time I forgot to turn my mic on. The second time was with a team that was built for Mega Charizard X, and then I got a text yesterday saying that he was bringing Mega Sceptile. So I had to scrap my whole team, and basically I built it last night. This is Friday afternoon right now for me. Um, but yeah, so it's similar to the team I had. The only differences are that obviously I didn't have to worry about Charizard X, so I was able to build my guys a little differently. Um, yeah, so I'll just start with my first Pokemon. My first overall pick, Mega Scizor, finally getting to enter this battle. So that's gonna be fun. I didn't want to bring it last week because of Entei, and of course this week he had Mega Charizard X, so I was like debating whether I should bring it, but the things it counters is just too good not to have it, even though I would have to worry about Charizard X. So on the right here you can see what his team is, and the way I built this guy was the EV sets are basically what is the common EV sets for a bulky OU Swords Dance sweeper. Yet I don't have Swords Dance because I felt like I didn't need it. I wasn't going to sweep his team unless I was able to get rid of like Thundurus. I'd have to get rid of Thundurus. I'd have to get rid of Sceptile because my only way of hitting him would be U-turn, and then it wouldn't matter because I would have to like lose my Swords Dance anyways. And I can kill him with a U-turn without Swords Dancing, I believe. That might not be right, but I mean, it does a lot of damage. And again, like Absol and all that, Pokemon that I would need to use U-turn against, that Bullet Punch or knockoff wouldn't do enough too. So, the main reason I'm bringing him is because, if you see on the right, it basically counters any type of Weavile he decides to bring. And when I say counter, it means that I can switch into any Weavile attack. The only one that I can't switch into is probably a natural gift berry with fire. It does like 98 max to me. But I mean, if he runs that, then he doesn't run the Life Orb. And if he doesn't run the Life Orb, then Weavile's kind of weaker. He could run Banded, but usually Weavile runs a Life Orb variant. And knowing Kyle, I'm pretty sure he will go with the Life Orb variant, as it's what most people run. It also doesn't counter Sylveon, but I can check it, which means if one of my Pokemon faint, or if he's locked into a certain move that's not Hidden Power Fire, I can switch in, take the Hyper Voice, and then throw off a Bullet Punch or a Roost, because I mean, it's not, the Hyper Voice won't do enough to me that I can get my health back. I could also throw off a knockoff, hit something that wants to switch in to me, say the Thundurus, get off that Life Orb or Leftovers, or he usually runs Citrus Berry, which if I can knock that off, that'd be fun. What else does it do? It does provide, as a check to Sceptile, I can, unless he runs Hidden Power Fire, I can take 2 of any hit he wants to go for, whether it be Focus Blast, or if he goes for Leaf Storm, which I think is, that's not the better option, but I can take 2 of those, and one would, after one he would lower his special attack, so then the Focus Blast wouldn't do much anyways. And I can throw off a U-turn, because that way he either switches out, or he dies. It's that simple. And then I get some momentum. Absol again, I can get that covered. I can knock off Gastrodon's item, which would be good. And I pretty much cover Trevenant with a U-turn or a knockoff or something like that. I don't expect him to bring any of his 6, especially since he's got such a powerful top 6 pick. I mean, mega defensive walls and Sylveon and Suicune. So I mean, I don't expect him to bring any of the lower ones, but just in case I can cover those. And yeah, the the moveset's just like that. Like I'm mainly using him as a way to take a hit or two from stuff like um, even Suicune. I can take a hit or two from it if he just goes for a Scald. But I have ways to check it. And I think I'm slower than Suicune, so I'll be able to U-turn into Peanut, which is my main counter to Suicune. Or Hard Body. Peanut is a funny counter to it, but Hard Body is a good counter to it. So my second Pokemon would be Rudolph, my Keldeo. That does counter Charizard if he decides to bring it. I am Scarfed, so I'm able to outspeed the Weavile. So if I can check it, like what I said, checking as in I switch in without taking a hit. So like a Pokemon dies or a slow U-turn, I can check it fast enough that I outspeed 286 with the Scarf allows me to hit 429 speed, and I think Sceptile hits 427 after it Megas, and if it's timid. So I can definitely check that. And I mean, nothing's going to really appreciate a modest Scald. If he brings Hitmontop, brings Galad. Suicune is a good switch-in for this guy, but I do have Hidden Power Grass, and I don't see myself going for Hidden Power Grass because unless I can like knock out, like I don't want to predict him to switch into Suicune kind of idea. I'd rather just switch out into someone else. I don't want to like predict a Hidden Power Grass and then die because he goes Giga Drain. But who knows? I can also check the Absol with that. The Hidden Power Grass allows me to check Gastrodon. Maybe he brings it and decides to switch that in. And I don't think I'd counter Trevenant that well, but I guess I have an Icy Wind. I haven't calced how much it does because I wasn't really worrying about the bottom ones, but because like if I were to predict what he's gonna bring, if he said he's not bringing Charizard Mega, then I'm pretty sure he's bringing Sceptile Mega. I see him bringing Suicune because it does really well against my team. Same with Weavile. Same with Thundurus. The other four, I have no idea. He could bring Hitmontop. I see him bringing Sylveon. He likes Sylveon as a VGC player. So like I could see him bringing I don't see him bringing Charizard, but it's not Mega. But I mean, he could bring Hitmontop, and then he could bring any of these bottom ones. So like I'm only have to worry about one of them at the end, and like I'm pretty sure I have a counter to all 5 of them, or I have some way to not a counter, some way to stop them. So I'm not worried too much about them. But I basically built my team around these 5. So yeah, Keldeo just hits hard, you know, does what it does. The thing with Keldeo, with having him on my team, is it's really hard to build various sets with him. When you see him, you there's 3 ways he's run, and it's hard to go away from those because like the 3 ways are just too good not to. And it's Subcom Mind, Scarfed, Spect. Maybe Life Orb, but Life Orb isn't as good because you take a lot of damage, and you don't want Keldeo taking that damage, especially since it can't recover off that. And then usually Scald or Surf, Hydro Pump, Secret Sword, Icy Wind, and Hidden Power, Focus Blast. Those are usually the 6 moves you want to look at. I don't know why I told you that. That's kind of helping you guys, but yeah. So like that's why there's not much to talk about. And the 120 is just because I only need 136 to outspeed. I don't see him having any way to lower my speed. So yeah, just kind of hoping I live a hit off or something. Next one is Hard Body. Now, Sean hates me that I have it, but finally I'm able to bring it. I probably could have brought it last game against Tyler, but he had so many physical attackers that in Hard Bodies, I like him more as a special wall. You can run him as a physical wall, but I mean, like, I felt my team was really good last week, so I could have put him into it, but I would have had to take something out. But what Hard Body brings is it takes so little between Magic Guard, Leftovers, and it's high it's high health and special defense, especially with Calm Mind. Whereas Suicune has nothing to touch me. I'll have to check. I'll check right now, I guess. See what can Suicune bring, because that could be a problem. Does it learn Shadow Ball? Special on the special side, it does learn Shadow Ball. So if he brings that, that might be a problem. But I'm pretty sure I can take. Oh shoot! What did I do? Dumb. But Reuniclus is gonna be like my counter to Suicune. I can Calm Mind up. Energy Ball is gonna do a lot. I can recover a lot. If he goes for the Shadow Ball, that means I get the Calm Mind, and then that means his Shadow Ball is gonna do less. And as long as he doesn't get the drop, I should be able to recover off that damage. And then I get my Shadow Ball of my own just so I can hit Glad and Thunderous better. So like this guy's meant to. I don't want it bolded, man. Whatever. Can't really counter that. It's meant to. It can hit Glade. Man. And I can hit Trevenant too. So like it can hit them with moves. Yeah, it's really good at what it's gonna be doing. And I think I ran enough special attack that I can two-shot. If I get +1, I can two-shot a Suicune. But I mean, I'll probably Calm Mind up beside me, and when it does that, I'll be able to like 3-shot it or 4-shot or something. But I mean, I'm still gonna be hitting it hard. Yeah, if I get Reuniclus out and he switches into Suicune, the best part about that is if he goes for Scald and not Shadow Ball. Now that I'm thinking about it, my Magic Guard will allow me to get burned and not take damage from the burn. So then I can actually use this as a switch into Thunderous after it's burned, because I don't want to get T-waved. So that's kind of what I'm going at. But as long as he doesn't run Shadow Ball, it could be problematic. Now that I'm thinking about it. Now we got Aim. He was a huge part of me winning last week, so I figured, why not bring him again? Especially with Thunderous, the fact that I'll be having to survive. Like, my team loses if it gets paralyzed, so I need to try to prevent that, which is what I'm trying. I might switch that around, but so like Rhydon and Jolteon, which I'll show you later, they're my keys to not getting paralyzed. Every time he brings Thunderous in, I'm switching to one of them, and if he goes for the T-Wave, like, if he goes for, he should, like, why would he not T-Wave Keldeo? Or why would he not T-Wave in Nacelgor, or at least Thunderbolt it? So, like, Rhydon lives enough hits from Thunderous's even Focus Blast that I can get up a Stealth Rock. And that's the second part of this team that I'm building towards, is the fact that if you look at his team, besides Charizard and Thunderous, it's all ground. Besides Hitmontop, he has no hazard removal. So if he doesn't bring Hitmontop and he brings these top 5 and someone else, which I mean he probably will bring Hitmontop, then Stealth Rocks and Spikes from Peanut are going to be very useful. Every time he switches in Suicune or Sylveon, you're taking 20 something damage, which is really good. But yeah, Ice Punch for the Ice Punch for the Sceptile. He's mainly my Thunderous check. He can take on Weavile. I wouldn't switch him in, but I mean Weavile can't really kill it, and then my Earthquake just kind of like do like 70% to it, and I can get a Sword Stance. I don't think he'd stay in. If he does, I don't know. But I can even hit that. I wouldn't. No, it's not, because he's got Grass moves. But yeah, Sword Stance is like if and I didn't put a rock move because they're both inaccurate and Ice Punch can do enough to Thunderous that it can also hit Skeptile, which is what I want. And I might throw off an Ice Punch if he might switch to Skeptile when I switch Rhydon in, because he can outspeed me and get off a Giga Drain, but hopefully the Ice Punch just, throws him off guard. Then this guy. This will be fun. I have max speed, so I speed tie Skeptile if I need to, but Encore Acid Spray. So my hope is I'll be faster than both Sylveon and Suicune, so it works for both of them. That I can Encore them into their Calm Mind or something if they choose to go for it, which would help against Suicune, maybe not as much against Sylveon. And then I just Acid Spray and lower their defense and spike up, or if I lead this guy and he goes for rocks, I can Encore him into rocks, and then I can just throw spikes, just toss spikes at him until he can't do anything about it. That's like he gets 3 attacks out of Weavile. Doing that, which will be really useful. Hopefully that works. And then my last Pokemon is Sparky. Life Orb, Volt Absorb. If I switch into a T-Wave or a T-Volt, I can get back some of the health that I lost from the Life Orb, or damage like hazards or whatever, because I don't have a hazard removal again. I wanted to bring Tentacruel. I might try to make a trade soon to get a hazard removal person outside of Tentacruel, because bringing Tentacruel and bringing Keldeo in the same battle would be, I don't know, 2 water Pokemon. It's not a bad idea, but I mean, I don't know. I'll think about it. But Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, no ground that I see other than Gastrodon, which means I am going to switch this to Grass. I have enough speed to outspeed Thundurus, which Thunderbolts and Volt Switches will do well against. Toxic for any Sylveon, Suicune shenanigans he tries to set up. Hopefully its item's gone by then. Make it less livable. Then Volt Switch out of there. Debating Heal Bell, but I think between Rhydon and Jolteon I'll be able to survive Thundurus, and then between Reuniclus I'll be able to survive Suicune. But I'm going to calc that right now, because that could be huge. Yo, caps, get off now. Man, having a problem with these capitals. Oh my gosh, I turned you off. We'll make you Rorkun? No. Say he's defense. Say he's, for some reason he's special attacking, modest. And I'll go Reuniclus. Blank set. Get rid of Roar, get that Shadow Ball in here. That does, oh, okay, so it does a lot, but I don't have any EVs or IVs on yet. Where are you? 252, 160. Okay, yeah, so Shadow Ball's only going to do 40, and then what if he's +1? It could do 60. So as long as I have my items, and if he's like maxed out modest 252, I switch this in as a check. He goes for the Shadow Ball. He's probably faster than me. He is. Does about max 60. I get off a Calm Mind. Means the next one's going to do 40. But then with Leftovers Recovery, I will 100% survive it, unless there's a crit. And then Recover will give me 50, and at that point I can just recover again, and then every time try to keep my max health as possible. But let's see, because you do 40, and then I'd have like 60, 70. Just say he does max 40, max. Hopefully he doesn't bring offensive. I'll just stay with that. Let's see if he's not. Let's see if he's careful, I believe. No. Calm, I want. And then I want to go none of this. Get that out of there. So yeah, he's doing 30 minimum. 30 to 40. especially if he's like, if he's not boosted, that's even better. If he is boosted, I'll throw a Toxic off and then go for the Thunderbolt crit. 6% chance of happening, you know, it might happen. I mean, last game I froze from an Ice Punch and then dethawed turn 1 after my screen glitched, so I don't know what happened there, but I mean, that could be good. I could have good luck again. But yeah, so this is going to be the team. Made it in one night. I was rushing because I had the idea of what I was going to do. I don't have it keeps deleting the teams on me. I don't know why, but this would be my team against Kyle. Good luck, Kyle. Sorry to make you go 0-2 this week, but let's hope I go 2-0. Later, guys.